Indeed, folks, due to some technical situation, we had to end the live stream.
Yeah,
We will rejoin you. Welcome. This is the official Facebook page of the Executive Mansion, live at the Tea House, where President Joseph Boakai convenes this special cabinet meeting with officials of the government.
yeah,
So you've been observing so far
yeah.
what have been maybe basically the team and those different areas that you might be expected. And so we're making rounds to get these different details.
So yeah, today, like we said earlier, the team is centered around building a modern economy through digital identity and fiscal discipline. You know, the president is very particular when it comes to Liberia transitioning to be on par with the modern world. When it comes to digitization of the country, he's trying to take Liberia 100% and totally digital, as he always jokes that they were on what he called BBC, born before the computer age. He sees the need that Liberians, especially the young generation, should be computer literate, should be on top of the game when it comes to digitalization of the country. As you know, the war is moving very fast towards a digital age. We have with the emergence of artificial intelligence, which the president is very interested in, and he's making everything possible to make sure that Liberia reach that zenith of the digital, or play its digital role in the world, taking us from, let's say, paper-based system to a more data-driven system that is digitized and can help propel the country forward.
And definitely, because when you transition from the paper-based system of doing this thing, what that does is that it gives you an added advantage that these different documents can be accessible at any time. Unlike the paper-based, maybe at times you have to travel from one area to another, maybe due to weather condition, maybe some of these documents are spoiled. But once it's a paper-based, it's in a very very coordinated system. Once a person needs it, you just need to go and put in the request, and you access it automatically. So it's important, right? Because when you have these kind of different development within your digital space, it enhances the overall performances of the government in terms of these different sectors, because you have these different major sectors. Talk about education now. Maybe that's been one of our problems. We've not been able to really have some of these essential information about major happenings in the country. So maybe when someone wants to access how many schools in Liberia currently, they might find that difficult to know how many are faith-based, how many are Christian schools, how many of those schools are government schools. So if you have a kind of a system that gives you this information, people use them to roll out these different development programs. There might be some development partners who want to come to improve in certain sectors. Once they have this information, you're able to add upon that. So I think that's very important.
Of course, today in today's rapidly changing global economy, nations that embrace innovation and accountability and efficient governance are better positioned when you have achieve sustainable growth for Liberia. You are able to archive your documents. You are able to archive these key policies that are drafted, and moreover, it can be very accessible because a good number of the Liberian populace are using the social media and other digital platforms to get information, unlike back in the day when people used traditional media means such as the radio and the television. Nowadays, everybody turns to the smartphone for information. So governments are better positioned to achieve sustainable growth for Liberia, and with today's team building a modern economy through digital identity and fiscal discipline, it represents a more policy slogan, and it stems out as a roadmap towards national transformation and economic inclusion and some institutional credibility, because for example, once policies are out there, people can assess it. There will be a great level of fairness, and people will be more informed. People will be sure about what the government is doing.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of understanding the context
Of course.
of these different documents is important because not too many people might have the time to carry these documents all along with them. Once they transition to a digital platform, you can you live anywhere, you access it, you can live anywhere, you read them, you can
Yeah.
take them with in your phone,
Yep.
your computer, maybe,
Yep.
or even your hard drive
It's
instead of carrying
right
a
at your
whole
fingertip.
package.
There's information right at your fingertip. Like I heard that there are some government initiatives that you do not have to. I heard last time the police, for example, to obtain a police clearance, you no longer have to go through all the hurdle of going to the police station, transportation back and forth, but there's a digital platform that you can visit and just go through your process and be able to get your police clearance. That that is very cost cutting for many Liberians, many young people, older people that find it difficult to move around. The Oma in the market can call her son and he can ask her, call her son and he can ask her.
Yeah, definitely.
And she can ask him like, oh my son, I want to do this. I want to register my business. I want to file in for a particular paperwork. You just sit down on the comfort of your home on your smartphone and be able to do these things.
And it speaks volume because when you mentioned the issue about the police clearance, getting where you have to follow the different hurdles. Not too many people might have
And
what
even
it takes.
the issue of e-procurement and
Definitely,
e-governance.
it's important because that have been one of the the areas that more emphasis have been placed on that. As you say, people have not just the entire party say, oh, this thing is done on particular basis. Who know you? So now you have an e-procurement system that you have to follow the different processes. You submit your bid, you go and defend why you should be the preferred choice, and the best person gets the contract. It's important.
I think the president's dream of making Liberia uh, making Liberia to go digital is a very important one. It saves a lot. It saves time. It saves energy. It saves money. So we cannot overemphasize how important or how significant today's sitting is for the Liberian people.
And this is taking place on the on the sideline. It was some months ago when the Ministry of Transport also launched their system wherein to pay for driver licenses you can use the orange money and mobile money payment. You don't have to get to where you have to go to the ministry to access. Now you can use any of those portals.
This is all.
To,
This is all in the president's plan to modernize the country to make sure that government services are accessible to the people at the tip of their finger. And it's 4 minutes to 12 o'clock on the grounds of the executive mansion. We're specifically in the tea house, where the president will preside over the.
Fourth cabinet meeting, fifth sitting.
Okay, so in this modern world where modern economies are built on systems that are transparent, efficient, and accessible to all citizens, one of the most important foundations of such an economy is a reliable digital identity system. Millions of people across developing countries remain excluded from formal financial services, as you know, and social protection programs and government opportunities because they lack the proper identity education. And in Liberia, strengthening digital identity can really help build bridges and close gaps by enabling citizens to securely access healthcare, education, the tax system, and public services.
Yeah, and no one needs to actually explain the significance of this digital age, because everyone one way or the other is benefiting from it in part. You want to recall back in the days that you want to take a letter to Maryland, you have to go to the post system
Of course.
to take it. But now you can use WhatsApp, you use email, different kind of digital platform to deliver these messages. You want to purchase some of these services. People have online delivery. You can buy your goods. From the comfort of your home. You just put in what exactly you want, and they will take you at your doorsteps. That is important. So, and when the government rolls out these intentional steps,
Yeah.
they tell a lot of message that the period to leave, from the old ways of doing things are much more because
Transitioning with the world,
exactly.
transitioning with the rest of the world. Digital identity also enhances our national planning and security when it comes to the issue of cybersecurity, how our data are protected on the internet, our digital footprints, because those are things that some cyber criminals will use to commit serious atrocities. They have been using it around the world to commit some serious atrocities. So, looking at the issue of cybersecurity, the president is very, very strategic. So, any moment from now, His Excellency the President will be here. And however, wherever you're viewing from, this is the official Facebook page of the Executive Mansion of Liberia. And Ishmael, when government institutions maintain accurate and viable citizens' record, it becomes easier and reduces issues such as fraud and improve voter system. Just in case, what if the
National
National
Elections
Elections Commission can move to a digital platform where you don't have to go through all that hurdle standing in the line, in the sun, in the rain to get registered, but do it in a more easier way. One thing I always say, technology helps to make life easy. Technology makes life easy. So,
when you talk about that, I witnessed a video documentary, from one of those Asian countries. These people, they have this thing like the toll bridge.
yeah, toll bridge, yeah.
So if you're carrying a vehicle that carries certain amount of weight or ton, some level of compromise that certain people might want to favor certain people for reason best known to themselves.
Of course.
But once one just goes digital, a consent should be paid no matter what happens. That amount will be paid.
That's transparency.
Exactly.
That's
So that won't rob government of the needed resources, it needs to function, because part of these revenue generated are being used for different development of
And
programs
we see
across
the
the different
arrival of
governments.
the Minister of State with our
Portfolio.
and Haja Mama Kabiriti just entering the tiers of the Executive Mansion to register her presence in this all-important cabinet meeting presided over by the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Limon Boakai Sr. And I see the director of the President's Cabinet, Honorable Nathaniel Kwabo, is posted right at the pavement, and that signals to me that any moment from now we will be graced with the presence
Definitely.
of His Excellency,
Definitely,
the 26th President of the Republic of Liberia.
as the protocol depicts, as you mentioned, so that signals that the president, His Excellency,
Ishmael, for this sitting, I am tempted to refer to the president as the digital president, digital Boakai.
definitely.
He always joked, like I said earlier, calling certain demography of our population BBC, which denotes as
Before
before computer. And he emphasized that if Liberia had gone digital during their time, if the world had advanced in technology during their time, there was going to be more creativity, there was going to be more innovation. System was going to be transparent. The issue of corruption was going to be alleviated or limited.
Definitely, because the thing about digitalization is that all of these things they form on the basis of accuracy, because computer tells you what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah,
So
garbage in, garbage
so
out.
if you are intentional that this is what we want to get out of this system, is what's going to be revealed. So that tells you on how these different systems going to be upright, going to be very transparent, and they're going to follow our best practices
And
to
this, yeah, Ishmael, and this works for every fabric of our society. Let's take for example for businesses, digital identity systems simplify customers' verification process. So, for example, you trying to do some transaction with a bank, we see it in the banking system. The banks in Liberia are moving fast towards a digital system.
definitely.
Okay,
You want to deposit money in your bank account. You don't have to go out of the bank. You can
just
you send it to your mobile money
of
account
a
and just do the
smartphone.
transaction right away.
And this creates an environment where innovation and entrepreneurship can thrive. So, however, digital transformation alone cannot just build a strong economy, but without fiscal discipline, that's another key component of our team today. Fiscal discipline.
Yeah, definitely. It's just not so much about how much the government gets, but how these funds are expended across the different sectors that align
Of course,
with the government priorities.
responsible management of government revenues.
It's very very important, because for too long Liberians have had issue that funds are not being spent in alignment with the government plan, because part of the reason for which the government has the arrest agenda for inclusive development is that they have all of these technocrats. They come around one table, they bring these different suggestions,
Yeah.
and they compare them with international best practices. You
Right,
want to talk
right.
about the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal.
Right.
You want to talk about the Purple Agenda for Prosperity and Development. You want
Right.
to talk about the poverty reduction strategy. So
Right.
they look at some of those lessons learned, some of those are pitfalls,
Yeah.
some of those things that needed improvement, and improve from them.
Yeah.
They added them. That's how the effort the government does should fall within in connection with those six pillars on the agenda.
Of course, when you talk about public resource, when you talk about transparency, accountability, you talk about financial decision making. For our country seeking economic stability, like Bureau of Fiscal Discipline is very essential because it helps to control wasteful spending,
Exactly.
reduces corruption, and strengthens public confidence in government institutions. Yeah, so viewers, stick and stay with us. This is the official page of the Executive Mansion, Liberia, the seat of the presidency.
Yeah, definitely. Members of the cabinet are seated, and they have
Chats across the room.
definitely. You see the Minister of State
Yeah.
with that portfolio alongside the Minister of Youth and Sports.
Oh yeah,
They
present.
having some chit chat, some conversations. Industry.
Okay.
There are a lot of our young people that are involved into content creation.
Yeah.
And now when some of them can be fortunate to sign ambassadorial deal with some of the GSN company.
Of course.
That alone, it's a form of these young people can be able to have the time to market some of their talents. But this cannot have a perfect playing ground when there's no political will to have it as a stand alone entity of government, so that it will have that level of autonomous status, so that it operates alone, because you don't want to have it at the ministry some of a government entity that have a lot of competing priorities. So when it's operates as a standalone entity, it gives it the kind of oversight to solely focus on digitalization. So they solely focus on ICT.
Yeah,
So that,
you spoke about content creation and content creators. The president is very focused on making Liberia digital. So, and his lieutenants are also following suit. Just the other day, the LTA, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and other government partners did a training with some folks from TikTok and Metal, and they conducted. This is going to help the country economically. Young arts with their creativity, they're going to strive and they're going to make ends meet for themselves.
yeah, definitely.
In the talents, they are showcasing Liberia, the tourism sector has been prioritized by the president, and through digital means, we are able to see parts of Liberia that we never saw before. Just saw the Congo our own. Look at Rubber Sports, for example. Rubber Sports stands out to be 10 surfing spots.
And for the progress side to side, let the joy become our guide. When the people turning dreams to living sight, work all day, celebrate at night, growing stronger, shining bright. Clap your hands, one time, lift your voice, feel alive. When we move together, we thrive. Dance for the development, move your feet, let determination lead the beat. Hearts united in the streets, victory feels so sweet. Dance for the progress, turn around, let that happiness resound. Hear the celebrations is found. Together we amplify. This is our time to rise. When the for the development, move your feet. Feel the future in the rhythm and the beat. Step forward, don't accept defeat. We are right. When the people walk in stride, nothing stops that rising tide. Hey, 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 hey. The sound across the land. Opportunity is close. Every effort, every plan. Building strong, that is our stand. New ideas are taking flight. Turning dreams to live. Dance for the progress, turn around. Let that happiness resound. Dance for the progress, turn around. Let that happiness resound. Hear the celebration sound. New momentum now. From ambition comes the change. Reaching heights won't start too strange. Now the possibility reigns. See how far we can arrange. Move left, move right, forward now. Feel the light. Jump once, spin twice. Celebrate the sacrifice. No stopping. Keep that motion. Ride away, more. No stopping. Keep that motion. Ride away, more. Dedication. Yeah. Dance for the development. Voice is strong. Feel the power all night long. We've been waiting far too long. Now the future calls our song. Dance for the prophet, lifted high. See the promise in the sky. Together we amplify. This is our time to rise. When the rhythm keeps calling, keep moving forward, keep building, keep dancing. Development is not just seen, it is felt. It is felt. Put your hands up. Feel the rhythm. Feel the pride. When the beat drops, we move forward. Development is here. Dance. Dance for the development. Move your feet. Feel the future in the rhythm and the beat. Step forward, don't accept defeat. We are rising. Feel the heat. Hey, hey, hey. Dance for the progress, side to side. Let the joy become our transformation sprouts. From ambition comes the change. Reaching heights won't start too strange. Now the possibility reigns. See how far we can arrange. Move left, move right, forward now. Feel the light. Jump once, spin twice. Celebrate the sacrifice. No stopping. Keep that motion. Ride the wave on. Dedication. Dance for the development. Voice is strong. Feel the power all night long. We've been waiting far too long. Now the future calls our song. Dance for the prophet lifted high. See the promise in the sky. Together we amplify. This is our time to rise. When the rhythm keeps calling, keep moving forward, keep building, keep dancing. Development is not just seen, it is felt. It is felt. Put your hands up. Feel the rhythm. Feel the pride. When the beat drops, we move forward. Development is here. Dance. Dance for the development. Move your feet. Feel the future in the rhythm and the beat. Step forward, don't accept defeat. We are rising. Feel the heat. Hey, hey, hey. Dance for the progress, side to side. Let the joy become our guide. When the people walk in stride, nothing stops that rising tide. Hey, hey, hey. The sound across the land. Opportunity is close at hand. Every effort, every plan. Building strong, that is our stand. New ideas are taking flight. Turning dreams to living sight. Work all day, celebrate at night. Growing stronger, shining bright. Clap your hands. One time. Lift your voice. Feel alive. When we move together, we thrive. Dance for the development. Move your feet. Like determination. Lead the beats. Hearts united in the streets. Victory feels so sweet. Dance for the progress, turn around. Let that happiness resound. Hear the celebration sound. New momentum now is found. Young and old stepping out. This is what it's all about. Confidence replaces doubt. Watch the transformation sprout. From ambition comes the change. Reaching heights won't start too strange. Now the possibility reigns. See how far we can arrange. Move left, move right, forward now. Feel the light. Jump once, spin twice. Celebrate the sacrifice. No stopping. Keep that motion. Ride the wave on.
Indeed, welcome back, folks. Thanks for rejoining us. This is the official Facebook page of the Executive Mansion, and we're live at the Tea House, where the President of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Boakai Senior convenes this cabinet meeting. I'm Ishmael Lokin alongside my colleague Joel A. Morba.
Yes, and we are here bringing you all the happenings here at the tea house of the Executive Mansion. And from where I'm standing, I can see the motorcade of the president. It's just pull up at the entrance of the tea house, and any moment from now, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia, will disembark his vehicle and make his way here where we are situated in the tea house. It's over to you, Ishmael.
Yeah, so you have the protocol ambassador Emmett Kennedy has already taken hold of the mark, so that tells that any moment from now the president,
And there is it. The
and there you
president
have President Joseph Boakai dressed
is making his way.
blue coat suit, blue cap, you know, and being escorted by the Director General of the Cabinet,
Yeah,
Atani Okwabo,
and I see
and our security presence from the
irate of
Executive
security presence is
Protection
very high
Service.
right now. As you know, when the VIPs are arriving,
Definitely
the security
very
presence
tight
gets very tight and it's
to
very
ensure
tense.
that the VIP is accorded the relevant, security. President Joseph Boakai makes his way into the tea house.
And the doors are slid open, and His Excellency the President, as you can see, the members of the cabinet are also.
I have the honor to announce the arrival of His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia and Chairman of the Cabinet.
President Joseph Boakai been welcomed by members of the cabinet.
And even as you heard on the PA system, the President was announced by the Chief of Protocol, Mr. Emmett Kennedy. He's the President Protocol, I beg your pardon. The President's Protocol announced the President. The President has taken his seat and is reviewing files placed in front of him, and is having tete-a-tete with the Vice President, Jeremiah Kwankun, His Excellency. And this all-important cabinet meeting will kickstart any moment for now. I see the DG of the President's Cabinet, Honorable Kwabo, is making sure that everything is in place to kickstart this meeting. So wherever you are, whether you're in the diaspora, whether you're in the counties, whether you're in Monrovia, whether you or
Follow us live.
wherever you are following us live, this is the official page of the Executive Mansion, and we are bringing you live commentary from the tea house here, where His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Senior will, any moment from now, kickstart this fifth meeting and fourth sitting of this cabinet meeting held under the theme
And so definitely,
Good afternoon.
Joel's mentioned.
held under the theme building a modern.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Mr. Vice President.
And so definitely.
Good afternoon, members of the
A
Cabinet.
really wonderful time here this morning. So we turn
Welcome to Cabinet.
the Director.
Today, Cabinet meeting will be quite loaded because of the issues that are quite pertinent to the development of this country. We are happy to have a full house, and therefore we believe decisions reached here would have been contributed to by members of the Cabinet. We have the agenda before you this morning. The first item on the agenda, as you can see, is the establishment of the new postal address system in Liberia. That presentation will be led by the Ministry of Post and Telecommunications. You know, the President is always speaking about reform. The fact that things didn't happen in the past does not stop us from ensuring that they happen this time. And I think address system is one of the vexing issues that we've been talking about both here and abroad, especially among diaspora and Liberians. So today's presentation will be quite interesting in terms of how we can move on in ensuring that we have a national address system. Also, there will be ancillary policies and draft legislations to ensure and improve the digital systems in the country. Then after that, the Minister of Finance will be coming with an update of course, on the supplementary budget. The recently approved 266 million resilience fund from the IMF, as well as a snapshot of the 2025 fiscal outturn and the budget performance report. Another critical item on the agenda will be a briefing by the Honorable Vice President on the participation of Liberians in the economy and a review of progress to date. As you are aware, the last item that I've just spoken about is also another vexing issue. For decades, we've been talking about how Liberians can take over the economy, and you know this has been one of the priorities of His Excellency. And so today's conversation around that will be quite informative and revealing. And we hope members of the cabinet will engage actively in these discussions so that we can come up with the decisions that we have to make in the interest of the country. Also, in passing, the Minister of Transport would briefly inform the cabinet about the National Aircraft Registry, as we have in the maritime sector. I mean, there'll be a lot of aircrafts trying to register under the Liberian flag. And also, there's a possibility that, there'll be a supply of aircrafts for domestic purposes. Then the National Identity and Civil Registry. We will ask the Minister of Local Government to say something a bit about it, because identity management is an important aspect of the President's agenda. And so with that, Mr. President, I turn over the meeting to you.
Why is it not making the usual sound? Is it on? Oh, okay. What are we seeing in the morning? Good afternoon. Yeah. I want to welcome you again. For some of you who have been traveling and are back, for whatever reason, want to welcome you and want to call this cabinet meeting to order. As usual, we have someone to pray for us, and normally we look to the right for Ethel. Please pray for us.
Let us pray, please. Almighty God, we thank you for bringing us together today. Grant us wisdom in our discussions, clarity in our decisions, and unity in our purpose. May our work be guided by integrity, respect, and a spirit of service. Bless this meeting and all who participate, that our efforts may bear good fruit for the benefit of many. We ask this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Very good prayer. Thank you. We want to welcome you again to this cabinet meeting. Today we also want to thank all of you for your contributions brought us thus far. We are aware that with all of what we have been through in this country, we have inherited, we do see through you that there's some progress that have been made. But we want to thank you. We made some gains. I know we have some shortcomings, like all of us, we always have. But a lot of things listening to the public, even traveling out of the country. Liberians are very positive, or getting very positive about their country, and that's all because of what we've been doing here together. I just want to urge all ministers to continue to do what they're doing and do better for the Liberian people, because at the end of the day, the Liberian people here who know what they're going through, and they're the ones that we serve in the larger public, but again, at the end of the day, we build roads, we give water. It's for those who are here, and their comments mean a lot to us for what we do. Government work should speak for itself. We should be able to, not through the judgment of people, because people have their own opinion, but what you do, you cannot put it under the table. People know it. People see how their lives have been affected. The media, to some extent, have been generous, but in some cases, at least I like a media that is practical. We appreciate their contribution. Some of them might have their own opinion, but I think if we do well, we'll be judged properly by some people who want to judge us. I see a lot of positive things happening. We make an effort to improve the lives of the people. The living condition might be difficult for some people to understand why we do demolition in some areas, but we hope in the long run they will understand that nothing that we're doing is intended to hurt anybody. It's for the benefit of the people, because we want to make sure that we realize that we need improvement in our road condition, our way of doing things, because we are in a global community. We need unity, because our strength anywhere will depend on how we hold together here. We sell ourselves on a daily basis by what we do, by how we bring down each other. And I just hope that people will understand that you're not going to downgrade people who serve you, even when they're doing the best, and expect people outside, except now that in the media world, people look at what they see, and thank God that we have people who actually tell the story and they show you what is happening. So the people, as I went to the state myself, and they say we've seen things ourselves. So you can tell, you can say what you want to say, but they are seeing what is happening. We just came from the state, from Sacramento. That's a very difficult ride, as you know. Even from the eastern part of the U.S. to Sacramento itself, it's like coming back to Liberia. It was very, very long, but the Liberian community there were very pleased that they don't get visitors from the East Coast so often. So they were very, very nice in the town hall meeting. They were able to ask questions and get some clarity on issues, but they were very nice. but they also they are doing their best to live in their communities and have to work with people here. They have the desire, not just to work with us. Some of them are doing some investment here. And you know, most of the Liberians in the diaspora, they are here helping with schools, help programs, some of the things that they can do based on their own abilities, because it's not so easy to live out there and do sizable things here. But we are very grateful to them because some of the help they gave here has been able to buttress some of the things that we do. But also, the visit there was very important because it was an award. We to go and receive the award, Leadership Peace Award at Sacramento University, a university with an enrollment of 31,000. Met the president and the city mayor came by to see, and it was very international. I think some other leadership in Africa had received this award before, not very many, but we're very grateful to them. By that, the Sacramento University and this piece also help us in the establishment of the Kofi Annan Institute at the University of Liberia, so they are familiar with Liberia, and of course we also extend the invitation to them. But what I like to maybe emphasize here is the way in which some of us, I know we do have a lot of technical people in very responsible positions here. It's not so easy to think that people with technical abilities equally have administrative ability, because to work with people is a different thing. Very, very difficult. And one thing about working with people is that you have to do it yourself. You can't have people to respect people if they don't have respect for them. You have to win it yourself. So that means you have to be an administrator to be able to work with people. You have to know who you work with. You have to know how you deal with a situation with respect to administering. And we have a number of problems in this area too, where so many people, we have to make some situation, they can't work with this in a public office, because sometimes it's possible, but various reasons, but we don't have any crash courses here on administration. But once you assume the responsibility, you have to be able to know that you're working with different people. Some of them might be good administratively, but they may, being human beings, they may not be the kind of people that you want. But that's part of what we have to work with. So I hope that by this time now the noise in the offices, kind of who to work with, who not to work with, that adjustment has been done, because we cannot continue bickering for the next 2 or 3 years. We hope that some of us have settled down. We want to be able to let all of us know that Liberia's image abroad has improved immensely, and that when you and that you're not going anymore to go and do representation in the way you used to. Because this time we have to demand to be treated with responsibility, but we ourselves have to behave as such that whatever we do, it has to represent what we are aspiring to be. You're on the Security Council as non-permanent members, so you're in the decision making. And don't think you're isolated from that, because it's Liberia, and that's why you represent. So your behavior, your actions, your representation, we still know that some people go on the radio, they go to these places, they speak as if to say they were speaking for themselves. You're not speaking for yourself. Whatever you say now represent Liberia, and we are looked at in that way, and that's one of the reasons we may have to say that even these people who carry the council general, that some of them, they have to be careful on what they say and how they represent us, because people take it seriously. We listen to some speeches, some statements where people do not understand the implications, and we want to talk to these people. Maybe we'll call them, talk to them, that we have to be more cautious in what we say. In the diplomatic area, you don't understand it, I think you should consult. And even for some statements that are going to be made, some of them may be technical, but those that are going to be political in nature, that you should know how to, you should consult. The government is also pursuing a mix of short-term and long-term assistance to make sure that the products on the market, especially the petroleum products, are managed in a way that we don't know how long it's going to take. But we had to, if you see products on the market, it is not necessarily something that was brought in by importers. We have to commit resources to be able to control the price to the consumer. So not only that we have to protect the distribution of it, but also the way in which it is managed, because business people have the temptation of taking it out of the country. All of us are citizens, and we benefit from this, so I hope we all work to control what is in the country for the sake of our people, rather than people taking it out to make money. Everybody wants to make money, but every time you take the product out, the new one that you get will be more expensive because of the situation. So I hope we all will work in that direction. And not just for petroleum products, but even some of the things that we've been able to reduce the prices of, and the rice, the flour. You will help us to make sure that we protect them for the benefit of our people who've been going through too much problem, and we try to make things comfortable for them. The energy constraints, all of us are feeling the light off and on, off and on. It's not perfect. I know some of it also due to the overcrowdedness and the use of the transformers, and everybody want to have access. But we hope that we all will be reasonable in the way in which we want to overcrowd the transformers, because the next thing you find out, they will break down or you will have no electricity for it. So where you have such problems, I think LEC can be of help. Some of the problems that we have in the country is with businesses. Over the years, businesses that were reserved for Liberians have been taken over by a lot of business people. And in everywhere you go, you have to look after your people, because those people, that's the only country they have, and that country should be providing from them. So we have asked the VP, working with other group, to also look at businesses that over the years have been reserved for Liberians. You take people here mining sand, selling sand to us. You see people here selling water. I mean, take your own water and sell it to you. There's nothing wrong with it, but at least if there's something that Liberians can do, we should be able to help them to do, because that creates opportunities for employment as well as provide livelihood. You go to many schools here, people are running schools where people say they cannot afford to pay. But if the people who are sending them to their children to school cannot afford to pay, the children cannot afford to go to school. They can't afford to go to school because their parents don't have money. But their parents could have money if we allow them to do the small things. So work with this to make sure that we are very intentional about job businesses that are holding. So Liberian will always say that my business, when we know it's not their business. But you have to have regard for other people who suffer because of that. So we ask all of us, cooperation. We protect this plastic and recycling it, making tires, plumbing material. And we believe the second level of that should go to Liberians who can retail that. We just want to make sure that some of these things are happening. On the Millennium Child, Compact, I'm sure the Minister of Finance and his team will be able to brief us as to how far we're going on that, because we need it for electricity. And happily, just a nice coincidence that we're talking about going into the Millennium Compact, going strictly into producing the electricity, but equally so, we got an offer here, company coming here to produce transformers, which will be a very big answer to our need, because if the transformers are produced here, they're going to be available. I think that's good news for us. But also, we want to encourage Liberians, even our people in the States and other places in the diaspora, that coming back to Liberia to find jobs, but to also create job opportunities for Liberians. I think one of the things that we haven't been able to do well is the partnership. And I think that's the only ship that hasn't landed here. Partnership. Everybody, we want to do, but we have to learn to work together. If you don't have the resources, somebody might have the expertise and you have the resources. But Liberians must begin to learn to team up. I'm sure that's what people do in other countries, so that their participation in their economy is increased. We can't always be welcoming as much as we want foreign investment, but we have to do it ourselves. And I know Liberians have done businesses here before, and they've done well at them. Our job is also as a government to find a way we can help them. But again, helping do doesn't mean that when you take the money and you say that government money, the government money means the people money. So we need to, I think one of the things that I've been thinking about, even for our market women and so forth, is to teach them how to do business. Everybody say they want to do business, but what is business? Taking money and committing it to get profit is not an easier thing to do. I hope we will in the future have some kind of business incubation so that we teach our people how to manage their resources. I know some of the people make money, especially the market women that like to compete. They make all the money, they go again, buy a group with all the money. They don't have any account where they save profit. They don't even know that making business is an employment of its kind. It's difficult for them, but they do it to make a livelihood, and we need to help them. So I hope that some measures also can be put into place. The finance have been thinking about it, how to help our people in the economy to do small businesses that are able to facilitate the distribution of goods and services. Like even cleaning up the city, there have been Liberian entities that have been trying to help to do that, to collect garbage. All of these are things that pay, but you need to manage them well. I went to the city and I saw a lot of plastic that people are collecting and they're selling. But again, to move the plastic itself from one point to the other takes a lot of work. So people need transportation to do that. But again, these are things that we need to look into, how we can help to improve the capacity of our ordinary people so that they can contribute to the economy and provide livelihood for their people. It's very important. That's the primary responsibility of government, to make sure that you look after your citizens, you make sure you get them opportunities for education, you help, because no matter what you do, just a small percentage of people can leave this country. So I hope that today's meeting, the discussions that we have and the topics that we have here, talking about national data, government policy, national cybersecurity, all of government, national digital strategy, personal data protection, all of these are things that relate to how we manage our society and how some of these things here will relate directly to citizens, responsible citizens' involvement. And I hope that the discussions will be controlled. I hear the Director General telling me, I don't know whether you're trying to frighten me, that today's going to be long. It's not how long it is, but how much we get out of it and how much we're able to follow through on it. The problem about here is the follow-up. And I hope this time there will be a way that we can follow up on all these discussions. We can be able to measure what we achieve out of what we plan and do, because that's the only way that the public is able to know what we do and how well we do it. We also know that the challenges are many, but I can see that road construction work is going up. We did a groundbreaking for the road to Boakai. I think they have started on that. We'll be going to do the one in Lofa from Mendacoma to come and connect. I was told that the road to Granjira, they're going to start from Granjira itself, coming this way. And we hope those things that we encourage as we open up the country, Liberians will go there, do some farming, reconnect with families, encourage the people there. I understand some of the yellow machines came again in my absence. I don't know how many of them, but we hope that the distribution will take place very shortly so that we can begin to use them. All of these are done with an intention that will begin to make people feel not just at home, but be able to do things for themselves by opening up the country. I want to thank you people here who sit and discuss these things. Some of you don't get much credit out of it, but that's the job you took to do, and these are the people you took to serve. Your reward comes only from your inner satisfaction and from God Himself. But I believe for us, we are very grateful for what you do. I tell people, one competent person, maybe they go and travel, they are able to convince people to do more for their country. Some the people are people. Good representation can pay. And some of you have done that by seeing what comes out of your meeting with people, because the people you're meeting, you have to establish friendship and respect. And we see that being dividend. The last time we were stuck on the RIA road, and as we move, everybody was asking, what's stuck with the road? It takes money, but we're able to get the Ministry of Finance to provide additional funding, and some activities have started. We built one road here for 20, 10, 15 years. But we hope that we can now continue to build, especially with the road fund being monitored closely to make sure that we are able to draw down on it and invest into building up, opening up the country. I'm sure you will agree with me that the faster you open up the country, the more you get people involved, and the better the economy becomes. So, but that's all done from among you people who are sitting here. Sometime I would like to ask the Minister of Education to let us know about some of the plans for these schools that they're talking about, because I like to get up in the morning feeling that something good is, some good news trickles in, where we are on them, how soon will they start. Sometimes it's not just from our side, but some of the commitment to come through takes some time, but we just want to know. The high schools that we built now, the model high school, I'm told that a lot of people even go there just to take photos. But they are very beautiful campuses, But the beauty of it is more of what is in there and the people who are responsible. A lot of people say we're building school. A building is not a school. A building is not a clinic unless it's used as such and efficiently. But we are building schools that we can use. Yeah, let me just backtrack a little bit to say about out of California. I think we have a top level agriculture delegation will be coming from there. I know one of them met me at the airport. He said, we are not, we are not NATO, we're coming. But I was not there when they closed the meeting, but somebody may have told them about, about NATO. He said, we're not NATO, we are coming. I said, I look forward to seeing you in June. The Korean group will be coming on the 10th. They intend to go into banking, shipbuilding. So a lot of potential investors are coming in. And we look forward to that. Some of the things that we need to do to speed up the process. The problem about here is that too much bureaucracy, too many things. People say, I was talking with the people from the South, they said, you people got too many procurement, this and that. And so you who need the money, you're taking so long to ask for it. But I think that some of the things we need to review, some of our procedures. Otherwise, we won't be able to move fast enough if we have and respect the rules that are laid down. But again, we can't eat those rules, so we're going to use them. And that's why we should be able to look at them, amend them, so that will make it a little easier for people who want to invest in Liberia. And I think that people are asking every day, but we need to work fast. But I want to say that we are very grateful for the time you people put in, and we hope that we'll continue to work hard to open up the country for development. Monrovia may be dirty compared to maybe other cities, but I think it's cleaner than we know it used to be. And especially so knowing the tools that we have to work with. So thank you very much. And we look forward to discussing, working together to make life better for our people. This is our country. Some of us have lived here all our life, and we don't intend to go anywhere else, and that's what we ought to do. I want to welcome you again. Some of you have traveled, and we look forward to continuing to work together and make sure that your colleagues are your partners. You can ask them. Some of them have diverse experience. Don't be embarrassed to do so. That's why you work together. Thank you very much. DG?
Sir. Thank you, Mr. President. On that light note, Monrovia may be not as clean as other countries, but it is better than the way we found it. We made it. And also, I would like to piggyback again on the president when he spoke about the follow-up. And please, I would like to admonish my colleagues in the cabinet to follow up on the matrices that we send regarding the cabinet decisions, because we've distributed those, we've shared those decisions with you, and we expect you to report back to us on how, you are following up on those cabinet decisions. So I hope with this, we can be as quick as possible so that we can report to the president. With that, we'll ask our media friends. We appreciate that you've been with us for the last hour or so. But please, I would like you to excuse us a little bit, and then after the meeting, we'll get back to you. Thank you so much for coming.
Development is here. Dance. Dance for the development. Move your feet. Feel the future in the rhythm and the beat. Step forward, don't accept defeat. We are rising. Feel the heat. Hey, hey, hey. Dance for the progress, side to side. Let the joy become our guide. When the people walk in stride, nothing stops that rising tide. Hey, hey, hey. The sound across the land. Opportunity is close at hand. Every effort, every plan. Building strong, that is our stand. New ideas are taking flight. Turning dreams to living sight. Work all day, celebrate at night. Growing stronger, shining bright. Clap your hands. One time. Lift your voice. Feel alive. When we move together, we thrive. Dance for the development. Move your feet. Let determination lead the beats. Hearts united in the streets. Victory feels so sweet. Dance for the progress. Turn around. Let that happiness resound. Hear the celebration sound. New momentum now is found. Young and old stepping out. This is what it's all about. Confidence replaces doubt. Watch the transformation sprout. From ambition comes the change. Reaching heights won't start too strange. Now the possibility reigns. See how far we can arrange. Move left, move right. Forward now. Feel the light. Jump once, spin twice. Celebrate the sacrifice. No stopping. Keep that motion. Ride the wave on. Dedication. Yeah, dance for the development. Voice is strong. Feel the power all night long. We've been waiting far too long. Now the future calls our song. Dance for the prophet, lifted high. See the promise in the sky. Together we amplify. This is our time to rise. When the rhythm keeps calling, keep moving forward, keep building, keep dancing. Development is not just seen, it is felt. It is felt. Put your hands up. Feel the rhythm. Feel the pride. When the beat drops, we move forward. Development is here. Dance. Dance for the development. Move your feet. Feel the future in the rhythm and the beat. Step forward, don't accept defeat. Walk in stride, nothing stops that rising tide. Hey, hey, hey. The sound across the land. Opportunity is close at hand. Every effort, every plan. Building strong, that is our stand. Dance for the progress. Turn around, let that happiness resound. Hear the celebration sound. Move on. Young and old stepping out.
So, folks, welcome back to the official page of the Executive Mansion, Liberia, and we are still here at the tea house of the Executive Mansion, where His Excellency the President Joseph Newman Boakai is having this fifth meeting and fourth sitting of his cabinet with his cabinet, and we are bringing you the analysis of how issues went on in there and topics, key points that the president made mention on. So Ishmael, you were in the tea house and the president spoke on a couple of issues.
Yeah, a lot of things were said when the president addressed members of his cabinet on the different areas the government, needs to focus as, it goes about with its different activities, and key among the things the president highlighted is that when these different officials of government are making these different, have these different discussions, as in these different memorandum of understanding, they should have the time to do follow up, because the more you do follow up, what that does is that a sense of frequent reminder to the different negotiators that this is an agreement, this is a commitment that we made with the government of Liberia.
Have to live up to your
we have to
part.
live up to our part of the agreement. It's important that the president struck that point as he addressed members of his cabinet.
Yeah, the president spoke on a couple of issues. For each time the president speaks, wisdom and instructions flows out of his mouth. He made mention on the image of Liberia. Liberia is respected now, as he directly quoted. Liberia was not respected before. Liberia is now respected. Liberians are very positive about their country now, and because of what we are doing, what the government of Liberia is doing through the implementation of His Excellency Joseph Boakai Sr.
And in addition to that, this week the United Nations Peace Building Configuration, head was in Liberia. She had meetings with President Boakai and former President Weah and Sirleaf, and she mentioned that Liberia is becoming a role model on the African continent in the area of peace building initiatives. So that tells you how the country has transitioned from more like Obacha to a point of reference that other African nations can look up to direct, in terms of peace building initiative, to strengthen diplomatic discussions. You want to talk about the issue of security, adherence to the rule of law, and a whole lot.
And to speak to security with a whole lot of turmoil in the sub-region on political instabilities, Liberia has successfully transitioned 2 times, 2 elections, and
just 3.
3 elections, to be mentioned. Thanks for the correction. 3 elections, and we still see that we are on the path of peace and stability, something that is becoming rare in our region. We see countries into conflicts because of the change of power and their strife and their hostilities. But within Liberia, under the leadership of His Excellency the President, peace continues to boom, and Liberians are living freely and going about doing their normal business, and the country is getting its respect back on the international stage.
And one of the things that the president mentioned that was very key is the issue about Liberian taking hold of the economy. This issue about foreign businesses
are using Liberians to front.
To front, exactly. You will get some of these stores. The regular things that should be sold by Liberian business owners will be sold by foreign business owners. That tells you
are going to retail.
Exactly.
He instructed his vice president to go to these business people, investigate the problem on pricing, on why are some of the things the way they are. The president even made mention on sand mining. He made mention on sand mining, and he is saying that those businesses should typically be for Liberians.
Exactly.
But we have foreign nationals, which he said was not bad, but at least Liberians should be involved to a greater extent and in getting involved with some of those businesses.
It definitely, and this is quite different from this issue about being xenophobic, but it's just about giving priority to Liberian citizens, because the economy should be determined by Liberian citizens. Liberians should be in charge of the economy, because interesting is that when a Liberian business person make whatever amount of income, it will be used
in the country. It will directly affect the economy.
Exactly. Unlike the foreign businesses that will have to take money back to their family to build other things in their home country. But for Liberian citizens, the money will be used well within Liberian soil to empower other Liberian citizens.
And before we leave our viewers shortly, the president made mention on the Koreans coming to the country to discuss the issue of aircrafts and ships building. So that is going to be a huge boost for our transportation and our transportation sector and the economy at large.
So people traveling other parts of the country will have different options instead of everybody using the road.
So however and wherever you are viewing us from, this is the Executive Mansion Liberia Facebook page, and we are coming to you live and direct from the grounds of the Executive Mansion, where the president and his cabinet are in a tea house having the 5th